Here's a common misunderstanding that I've seen time and time again in the bubble coaching calls that I run, and that is when you're using a service like the OpenAI API and you're wanting to insert dynamic data within an existing prompt. So rather than building just a chat app where your user basically composes the whole message, you're wanting to take data provided by your user and insert it into a template that you've built within your prompt. So this is a little bit of a silly example, but I've just got a form here where if you put someone's name and the location, it's going to compose an email to that address to that user, so inserting the name about the location that's provided. And to set that up in plugins, I've already gone ahead and set up OpenAI in the API connector. We've got videos that cover kind of everything up to this point already, and if you want to explore all those videos, the best place to do that is on our website. You can't find them all on YouTube. You can only find them on our website, and we've even now got a powerful AI assistant that's custom trained on all of the content that we've created over the years. So hopefully you can speed up the development of your Bubble app. Details are down in the description. So if we just initialize this to check that it's okay, I'm going to say Matt and London. Okay, but I've not actually got anything dynamic in my system prompt either, but let's just check that it's working. So this is GPT-4o. It's just going to take a moment, but then it comes back and it basically doesn't know what to do with it because it gets back, it's asking a question for clarity. So we need to update our system prompt to say compose an email, etc. And we need to dynamically insert data in a helpful structure for OpenAI into the message, which is currently in line 10. So we'll leave messages as it is. Notice that message, the dynamic placeholder there is not wrapped in speech marks. That's because we're going to JSON safe it when we actually add it into the workflow. So then you would see here to reinitialize the API call, I've added the speech marks in at this point. And I'm going to do the same with the system prompts too, because I want to be able to, well, basically if I pasted a long system prompt in here, I'm going to have to escape the characters, make it all JSON safe. It's just really hard to edit. So instead I'm just going to go with system here. Make sure it's not private. So another thing to consider here is that if your system prompt is your secret source, if you run that or insert that data in a front-end workflow, technically your users, you should consider that they can access basically almost any data that's in a front-end workflow. So you might want to run this in a back-end workflow, and indeed you can improve your user experience by putting a loader on the front end, just like a Lottie animation, and using a back-end workflow, particularly if you've got a lot of AI operations going on. So let's dive back into our page here, and I'm simply going to add in the workflow. Oh, this is all from a page that I cloned. Right, so it's just the button that's clicked. I now want to run the OpenAI workflow, and I called it compose email. And so you can see that we can now insert data into those dynamic placeholders, both message and system. Let's do system first, and we're going to use arbitrary text, because that provides you with a text box that you can put line spaces in. It's not exactly rich text formatting, but it's certainly you can lay things out better than you can do straight in the API connector. So if we were following, I know we're using OpenAI, but if you're following Claude, they recommend using XLM tags. So we could say something like instructions. Okay, and I'm doing a real simple thing here with what I'm asking of the AI. I've got other projects going. Indeed, our AI that answers queries on all of our content over on our website. We've got a massive system prompt that goes into that. But this is going to be saying take the name and location provided and write an email inviting that person to a meal out at that location. Give 3 reasons why the location is good to visit. Okay, and then we JSON safe that just there. Okay, so now in the message, again, I'm going to use arbitrary text because I want to just give an example of how you could insert much more data. So I'm simply going to put in name : space, then link it in with the name field. But of course you could fetch anything from your bubble database, any form items, and then I'm going to add in location. And I'm going to JSON safe all that. Okay, now I'm confident that will work, but I'll give a further demonstration, which is that we're going to put the result in a pop-up. So let's add in a pop-up, and this pop-up, this is just one way that you can approach it, is going to be of type text. And so I'm going to use this as like a custom state, so it's just somewhere to hold temporarily the text that comes back. So in fact, let's style it a little bit nicer. Make this wider in width, say 460. Cool. And then the text is simply going to print the text from parent group. So what I can now do is say show pop-up, and then display data. So the pop-up is ready to receive text data, and where do I find that text data? I take it out of OpenAI. Now this is just because I've used it a lot, but let me explain it. We go into choices. It's choices because there is an N parameter that defaults to 1 with most AI LLM APIs. So we're not asking for more than one version, but it's still a list, so we just say the first choice that comes back. And then we say the message content. And if you're ever unsure exactly basically where to find it, you can always reinitialize your call. I need to add in be helpful. And you can see here it's choices as a list. We're just taking the first one back, and message content, that's where we get our response. Right, let's go back into our workflow, and I think we are now at a good place where we can preview this. So I'm going to invite myself to dinner in London. Okay, so we're running the call to OpenAI, and this is, remember, a front-end workflow, so we see the loader going across the top. We can't really control how long that takes. We just know that it's going to respond when it's ready. One more reason why you might want to run AI stuff in a back-end workflow. But here we go. We get an invitation to Matt with 3 reasons why it's worth attending. Now, if you want to really improve on the formatting here, we've got a number of videos looking at how to get HTML, Markdown, BB code, the different pros and cons of those. So we've got tons of content for adding AI into your app. And if you want to get started with it, the best place to go is down in the description and click the link through to our website to find out more.